All right, hello. It's time to talk more about more development plans out east. And now, I support renewable power, but I don't support renewable power when it comes at the expense of our natural lands, whether that be pine barrens, fields, or whatnot. So, there's actually this news story that News 12 did not cover. This is actually from Channel 7, Eyewitness News, actually from a couple of days ago, and I didn't even know about it. But this is about a solar farm being planned for Calverton. So let's go and take a look at this story.
Over the growing solar panel business, not the ones on homes, but on empty land.
They're called solar panel fields. To some, they're art because they can help save the planet. But others complain the panels are taking over the landscape.
Here's Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne.
In just 2 weeks, Dean Del Preti, the owner of Cousins Paintball, is being asked to have his recreational facility in Calverton closed down for business.
So it's June 30th I'm supposed to be out.
Where are you going to go?
I don't have a spot yet. Looking.
The landlord sold the 80 acres to a solar farm developer.
This is all going to be knocked down.
The paintball, a catering hall, and miniature golf course will be no more.
Not just paintball, but we do disc golf, mini golf. We have events here. I've been part of this community. So yeah, this is it's been a really stressful couple weeks.
The solar farm, which will be 197 acres, is the 6th solar farm planned for Calverton. 3 are already built, totaling 168 acres. 3 more are in the pipeline. If all are completed, that will be 788 acres of solar farms built in Calverton since only 2015. The energy goes into the overall grid for PSEG Long Island.
We just want to pump the brakes so that everybody can kind of take a breath, take a look around, get educated on it, learn about how they'd like their Calverton community to be shaped.
Officials in the town of Riverhead have been discussing placing a moratorium on new solar farms, but that hasn't really gone anywhere. We requested an interview with the town supervisor, but we're told she couldn't accommodate us today. The town of Riverhead and its schools have received tens of...
Let me just pause this for a moment. You know, I don't know what it is with these town supervisors in Riverhead, but it seems like every single one of them has turned out to be a jerk, including this one.
Millions of dollars from the solar companies. In a previous phone conversation with the town supervisor, the supervisor told Eyewitness News the solar installation that will go where Del Preti's business is, for example, will generate $33 million for the town and schools.
Yeah, what about the environment,
Some people
though?
worry at what cost.
If you look around, you see all the trees. I mean, the wildlife is here.
At the same time, solar is the future of green energy, and according to the Solar Foundation, New York State has the third highest amount of solar jobs in the country, more than 10,000.
It doesn't have to come at the expense of the woods, though. So great story from Channel 7 there. You know, News 12 should be covering this, but of course they're not. I have another article to talk about this as well that I'm going to read for you. Riverhead at a crossroads on next era solar energy proposal. Controversy over the proliferation of commercial solar facilities in Calverton ratcheted up this month after new details emerged about Next Era Energy's proposed 22.9 megawatt solar facility on 198 acres west of Edwards Avenue. Next Era submitted drawings and information to the planning department last month that conflicted with information in the environmental review assessment form it filed in 2018. The new information revealed structures more than twice the height of the maximum height stated on the applicant's environmental assessment form submitted to the town in 2018, even though the new drawings submitted last year bear dates going back to 2018. The proposed facility is currently in site plan review. Okay, this is an older article, so when was this article? March 12th. So they're already ramming this through because the supervisor thinks that she can just do whatever she wants. The proposed, we're going to call her out. Don't worry. We will call her out. I have plenty to say about her. The proposed facility is currently in site plan review before the planning board. A split town board in December approved a special permit for the facility, but the town board now has another decision to make. Should it reopen its environmental review of the plan in light of the new information about the height of the proposed structures? The structures will occupy a nearly 13,000 square foot area about 100 feet off Edwards Avenue. The location also caught town officials off guard, and it will have visual impacts the town board did not consider when it decided in February 2020 the project would have no adverse impacts and could move forward without extensive environmental review. Since the decision to issue a negative declaration under State Environmental Quality Review Act, allowing the project to move forward without extensive review, was based on inaccurate statements in the applicant's environmental assessment form, the town board must decide how to handle the new information. Should the town board amend its record of decision to reflect the new information and amend the negative declaration to reflect the mitigation of impacts by a newly submitted landscaping plan, a town planning aid called robust? Or should it rescind the special permit and the negative declaration and start over? Planning aide Greg Bergman, who, along with the department head Jefferson Murphy, recommended that the negative declaration in the first place is now recommending that the EAF and the negative declaration both be amended to reflect the new information disclosed last month. The applicant's attorney, Stephen Lasguardo of Rocky Point, is urging the town to allow the application to proceed to final approval. He told the planning board during a March 4th public hearing on the site plan there was no intent to hide something or omit something. It was not an effort to conceal. Lasguardo argued that the project, despite the negative declaration dispensing with the need for an environmental impact statement, which was required of another large solar facility in Calverton, was extraordinarily well vetted over a period of years. He also said in the statement about maximum height of structures on the EAF was in the context of building space, and this is not a building. But Bergman's most recent memo to the town board, dated March 3rd, notes that the Department of Environmental Conservation's Environmental Assessment Glossary defines structure to include towers, poles, and things other than buildings. You can't believe this. So I got to finish this, and it's just, I feel my blood boiling as I read this, all right? However, Bergman concluded the applicant's newly submitted visual rendering of its proposed substation, also called a step-up transformer, shows a robust landscape plan along Edwards Avenue that will effectively screen it from the roadway. Bergman had previously recommended that the substation, located 80 feet from the front property line, be relocated to a point set back not less than 350 feet. At the March 4th Planning Board hearing, Next Era representatives said relocating the substation would require reconfiguring the entire site plan, and according to project manager Michael Dowling, would mean moving every solar panel. So, the town board is faced with a gnarly decision, especially since it has already negotiated a community benefits agreement with the applicant that will have the company pay the town $1.5 million. That's plenty of incentive for the cash-strapped town to move this project across the finish line, especially in the current fiscal environment. But everything about this application has been gnarly right from the beginning. There's the sheer amount of acreage in Calverton being committed to the solar energy production. NextEra is the 5th commercial solar facility in the 11933 zip code, all of which surrounds Edwards Avenue because of a location near an existing LIPA substation that feeds the utility's grid. See, I told you LIPA's still around. They still own the power grid. PSEG is just a contractor, all right? Land to be this is land to be covered, including land to be covered in solar panels, including NextEra, and a second S-Power project is now pending before the state, exceeding 570 acres. There's the planning board and the town board, initially both vying for lead agency status to gain the right to oversee environmental review of the application. There's the move to have the town board issue a negative declaration before members of the board can even see the completed full environmental assessment form. There's the shifting coalitions on the town board, with the supervisor opposed to the negative declaration but in favor of granting the special permit, and Councilman Tim Hubbard in favor of the negative declaration but opposed to the special permit. There's the expanding opposition of Calverton residents to the proposal. There's also a petition as well that has gained 551 signatures. And I'll put the link to that in the video, because it's enough already. Enough development. And then there's the reality of the well-connected attorney. Here's the real kicker here. And then there's talk about corruption, folks. And then there's the reality of the well-connected attorney for the applicant, counsel to the Suffolk County Republican Committee, who even as he was pressing members of the planning board and town board to move his client's project along, presided over the Riverhead Republican Committee's nominating convention as its parliamentarian on February 22nd, the first time in memory that the county committee legal counsel filled that role. Talk about corruption. And yeah, Yvette Aguiar is a Republican, by the way. The convention resulted in the nomination of the town supervisor for a second term and a councilman by a party committee that included one member of the planning, the town attorney, and a deputy town attorney. Besides the supervisor, Councilman Ken Rothwell, who were nominated that night, Councilman Frank B. Rod, and Tim Hubbard attended via Zoom. So this is from the Riverhead Local. Good article, tells you a little more about it. But it's very concerning because you look at the amount of acres here going on, all right? And, you know, it's one thing if it was open fields, but it's not open fields. I've gotten this document from the Riverhead board here. You'll see there's a body of water in between these two areas as well. So this is what they want to build here. And it's going to result in the destruction of more pine barrens, which is unimaginable that we can continue to do this on Long Island with so few. We've destroyed most of the pine barrens as it is, but they just want to keep going until there's nothing left, apparently. So let's go to, we're going to look at Google Earth, and we're going to look and show you where this area is. And it's in Calverton, so let's go look over here. And it's right over here. I think this is Edwards Avenue. And I want to just put this over here in this view here. So this is the area. This is the paintball area. So they're going to knock all of this down here. You see here, all of this. Let's see, I think I can draw. Let's see if we can draw on this. Because I'm not using the... should be a pen here I could draw on. I had polygon. Doesn't really do that. All right, we'll have to use Google Maps, I guess. I wanted to do it this way, but all right, just because I have to draw, and I don't know how to do it in Google Earth. I'm sure there's a way, but I want to use Google Maps though, because I want to show you some things. So there's a lake right here. You see that? All right. So all of this. And there's that lake. Let's go to that diagram here, right here. All right, so this is the area they want to build it in. All right, so there's a lake in the middle called Cano Lake, and so they want to build it over here in these two areas right here. So, and you can see already that there is a solar farm over here, by the way, over here. All right, so they want to build it over here. All right, so I want to put it over here. All right, so it's going to be over here like this area here. This will be 1, and this will be 2. All right. And, you know, there's already a lot of solar energy in this area, right? I'm not anti-solar energy. But what I am anti is destroying the environment to build solar energy. Let's go to Google Earth again. All right. So you can see that they've already built solar panels here. All right. These used to be farms. I think this used to be a farm. Let me see what this used to be. We're going to go back and see. We're going to go back in time. Yeah, it used to be a farm, so they put solar panels there. Okay, it's not so bad because it's already a cleared area. It was already an area that was being used for agricultural use. All right, and they built this one here too. I think that used to be a farm too. Let's go back here. That also used to be a sod farm. Okay. But I have problems with, this is another one over here I guess they're building. So let's see what that used to be. See, that's where I start having a problem. You're starting to knock down woods here, and these could be pine barrens over here. All right, so that's a problem. And I don't know where our Pine Barrens Commission is. Just like with the racing, they don't seem to be too interested in addressing that either, the racing on the runways here. It's like, you know. So, yeah, they want to knock a lot of this stuff down, which is really unfortunate. You know, it just, I mean, come on now. I mean, you know, we've already seen the destroy. Let me show you what they've done. This is another area. This is Brookhaven Labs. They also have a solar farm here, too. I'm not anti-solar, but why do you have to knock down the woods to do it? So this is, they built this about probably 5 or 6 years ago, but if we go back, this area used to be woods. Now, a lot of these used to be plantations of white pines. So this was planted by the Civilian Conservation, CCC or whatever, way back when. Some of this is Pine Barrens, though, and so you see what they did here? And now they knocked a lot of this stuff down, all right? And we all know what happened here, too. This area of Pine Barrens was knocked down to build solar. So they're knocking down Pine Barrens to build these solar panels all over the place, all over Long Island, which is completely counterproductive. All right, you want renewable energy, yet you're destroying trees in the process. What kind of nonsense is this? We have plenty of spots we can put solar farms. My gosh, I mean, what about all these parking lots? Well, Tanger, you could put solar panels on all these buildings and have it linked to the grid. Instead of knocking down, you could put them on existing buildings and over existing parking lots. But no, that's not what they do. They'd rather knock down the trees. And then we saw what happened in Deer Park with that beautiful area. That beautiful, beautiful area. Yeah, let me show you that area that we lost due to solar panels. So it was this area right here. It used to be a nice little pine barren area here. He knocked all that down to build solar panels. Let's see if we can get a picture. So it used to be pine barren. See that? And then he knocked that all down. And we can go and get our street view here. We'll do it through here. So you can see they cleared a lot of this. So this used to be woods. This used to be woods in here, man. There used to be pines in here, man. Now it's all gone. All right. Let's see if I can. No, I don't think. See, yeah. Sometimes you need Google. I wish they just put it all in one. There's some shapes, but again, it's just. All right, we're gonna have to do it this way again. All right. So if I go here, you will see. I'm only having Google Maps and Google Earth at the same time because. But this is the area, so let's you get an idea of what yeah, here you go. So that used to all be pine trees in there, right? They knocked all that down. And if you don't believe me, here's some pictures. So this was all destroyed because to build a solar panel. All this was gone. All this is gone now to build a solar farm. And how sad is that? You know, how does this help the environment when you're knocking down pine barrens and trees and natural environments to put solar panels in? It's ridiculous. But this is the disregard you have for the environment on Long Island. You know, and it's really sad. It's really sad. Going throughout these pictures here. All these trees are gone. All these trees are gone. Missed this spot. It was a beautiful spot. A lot of beautiful pines here. It's all gone, leveled. You know, the governor was involved in all that. We all know that already. All right. Yeah, Riverhead Town once again. So this is the town of Riverhead. This is their site. And of course, they do have they have a survey now? Navy survey. Oh, community input plan. This is okay, what is this? I never noticed this before. Let's see. Let's see. All right, are you aware that there's a... All right, well, we have to fill this survey out. I don't know, this is supposed to be a new thing that they have on their site. This is more about the cleanup for the area, all right? But I don't want any more development. It's enough already, all right? So this is the supervisor of Riverhead right here. Yeah, I'm going to get started on her now. All right, so this is her on the screen right here. You know, and then she's a Republican. It's obvious the interests she serves, you know, and she's no different from all the other supervisors that have. Riverhead has been always had pro-development supervisor. Remember Sean Walter. Remember what a disaster he was. Now we have this one. And she does racing herself, so it's obvious that's why she wants the racing, because, you know, it's forget about the fact that it's a, you know, you have pine barrens there, you have wildlife there that are going to be disturbed by all the noise and pollution. Forget about all that. Just forget about all that. It doesn't really matter to her. And the state DEC and the environmental the Pine Barrens Commission seem to be toothless when it comes to cracking down in this town and their plans for EPCAL, which is ridiculous. But, you know, you've seen what's happened across the island, and you've seen the destruction from overdevelopment, and they want to build more. We know they want to build this waste intermodal facility over here in these pine barrens over here, where they can put more garbage on the main line. We know that. It's all part of the plan. Pine Barrens don't get any respect because a certain demographic doesn't like the Pine Barrens, doesn't care about them, and that's why they get no respect here on Long Island. We know that already. So yeah, more solar farms, and yeah, there's some Pine Barrens in here too. I don't know. I always have to do this to get it to like go to the normal view. I don't know. This is Google Earth, but you can see that there's some ponds in here. There's a little pond. Who knows? These could be habitats for tiger salmons. Oh, let's just skip the environmental review. It's not important to them. There's Canoe Lake. I mean, they don't think about the impacts this is going to cause. They don't think about that. They don't care. And where's the Pine Barren Society? Where's Citizens Campaign for the Environment? Nowhere to be found because they all have corporate donors. And that's why they don't care. They don't care about that. All right? And it's just ridiculous what's happening. And I have to, Supervisor Yvette Aguiar, obviously, she doesn't give a crap about the Pine Barrens. She doesn't give a crap about the Pine Barrens. All she sees is the money for a town with all this development. She doesn't care about the priceless beauty that's being destroyed. She doesn't care. And neither does the town council. They don't care either. Right? And again, all they care about, most of them, they're looking out for the money. They care about Wall Street. They're out there all to serve a certain demographic, obviously. All right, and it's ridiculous. And, Riverhead town has hardly preserved any land in their town at all. Here you have an opportunity to turn this Calverton area into a beautiful area, all right? You have birds along these runways here. These are fields. I'll show you the pictures from the hike that I took back in April over there, and the more and more I hear about the drag racing here, the more and more I'm against it, all right? And I'm sorry. I know, Long Island needs a drag strip, blah, blah, blah. Long Island also needs to have an environment that actually counts for something, all right? Blah, blah, blah. You want to race your loud cars in the middle of the woods, scaring all kinds of wildlife, and they built this here too, by the way. Oh yeah, let me go back to Google. Let me go back to Google Earth here, and we'll look at something else here too that was built. All right, this. I think this used to be woods too. It was a clearing. All right, so it wasn't, but they did knock down some woods to build this too. This is actually a facility for people. Oh, this is another thing. This is a facility for people with drug addiction. All right, now they're gonna have to listen to the racing going on every weekend. This crap has got to stop. I'm tired of this. We need respect for our Pine Barrens. All right, none of this crap would be happening in New Jersey. You know that because they have respect for the Pine Barrens. Tom's River, they preserve the land in Tom's River. They preserve the land in Tom's River, all right? At least the mayor there, he actually cares about the environment. These people actually care about the environment because Tom's River's, I'll show you how much is Riverhead preserved. How many Pine Barrens has Riverhead preserved? No, almost nothing. All right? Now let's go to the township of Tom's River and talk about the Pine Barrens that they've preserved in Tom's River. Because they preserved this whole thing here. Camp Albacondo. It's part of a nature preserve now. That's what you should be doing in Riverhead. But no, we can't do that here. We've got to build, build, build. It's always the same thing. And if I don't like it, yeah, I know. Go live in New Jersey. I know. The State Pine Barrens Commission needs to do more to stop this overdevelopment. It's ridiculous. Really need to do more. I've contacted them. All right? But the Pine Barrens Commission, we're going to take a look and see who makes up the Pine Barrens Commission. All right, so we're going to actually look right now and figure out who makes up the Pine Barrens Commission. And let's see if we can actually find out who their names are, because that would be kind of interesting. It says about us, but it doesn't really... all right, commission members. So, here you go. You want to have a laugh. This is what makes up the Pine Barrens Commission. Steve Ballone. Yeah, Yvette Aguiar. Yeah, because all the town supervisors out on the East End are part to have a seat in the Pine Barrens Commission. Yvette Aguiar, Riverhead Town Supervisor, Romaine from Brookhaven, Schneiderman, Supervisor of Southampton. So this is what the commission is. So you think you think she is gonna care? They're not gonna care. She has no experience in environment. She's a politician. What is she doing on the Pine Barrens Commission? It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, let's take a look at New Jersey's Pine Barrens. All right, so the commission doesn't have their office open, but this is the state of New Jersey's Pinelands Commission. All right, offices they really should get back to work. I know they're saying employees are all working remotely. All right, I'll disagree with that. At least ours is meeting, I think, in person. But let's find out who makes up the Pinelands Commission in New Jersey. And I bet that they don't have a bunch of politicians on there running their Pinelands Commission. Of course, I've got to find that. Let's see if we can find that. All right. Members. Let's see. See, these are people with a background in the environment. Look at that. Wow. Some of these people are politicians, but they have a background in the environment. Look at that. What an amazing thing. Look at that. A lot more diversity on this board, too, by the way. They're not representing a certain demographic. Wow, look at how many more people they have compared to ours. Wow. So there you go. You see where the Pine Barrens get respect, and you see where they don't get respect. And I know, it's all part of the plan. I know. And that's the one part of the plan that will make me leave Long Island, because once the Pine Barrens are decimated, there is no reason for me to stay here on Long Island. I'd much rather live in New Jersey, where they actually respect their Pine Barrens quite a bit more than here. All right? They've had a proper controlled burn plan in place for many, many years. All right? And that's why they don't have beetle outbreaks. They also preserved a lot more of their land than we. This is our Pine Barrens right here. This is our general Pine Barrens area right here. All right? And EPCAL lies within that, but Riverhead Town seems to think that they're exempt from the Pine Barrens Commission. And, of course, with Yvette Aguiar having a seat on the New York Pine Barrens Commission, you know they're going to get their way. Now let's go take a look at New Jersey. All right? I'm going to move this. Oh, I guess I can't. All right, we'll move this. Now let's look at New Jersey, all right? Jersey's Pinelands is about this big, all right? You can see it's like, what, 10 times the size easily, all right? All right, so in this area, development is strictly prohibited in much of this area, all right? So there's a big difference between New Jersey and Long Island. And when I read these things, it just makes my blood boil, because I know what's going on here. All right, I know that the town of Riverhead does not give a crap about the environment. I know that Yvette Aguiar doesn't give a crap about the environment. When you're thinking of knocking down more trees on an island where so many trees have already been knocked down, there's something seriously wrong with you, man. All right? There's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm tired of this nonsense. All right, so this is the wetlands and water bodies. They're showing you here. This is another. All right. So this is where they're going to build it. You can see they're going to knock down some trees. Look, see, over here. They're going to knock down all the trees over here. I mean, you could read these documents yourself. You know the way it is, guys, and I'm disgusted. I really am. And News 12 obviously isn't going to talk about this because they're out there serving. It's all about money here in New York, and so that's what it's all about. And I've been talking about against these people for many years, dealing with the intimidation, dealing with the bullying, dealing with the crap, day after day after day after day. All right? And it's going to come to a point where I'm just going to say, screw it. I'm done. Something's got to change. And I just want to show you some, what I'm so upset about. All right? All of this beauty right here. If it was up to the town and they could get away with it, and they're trying to get away with it, they're going to sell all this to 555, which builds malls, and they're going to start knocking this stuff down, or they're going to try to knock it all down. All this beautiful stuff right here, you see. All these beautiful shapes. Yvette Aguiar doesn't care about this. She doesn't appreciate the beauty of this. Most people on Long Island don't appreciate the beauty of this. I'm one of the few people that do, all right? We're going to go through real fast, all right? All the pictures I took the last time. I mean, look at this beautiful area, all right? And think of what we could lose. You know, it's unfathomable that we can destroy more pine barrens, more of our environment, just because of money. It's like Long Island has a serious disease with greed. This is like one of the greediest areas, I think, in the whole country. How could you want to destroy this? How could you want to even touch this? You're not human. You're not a human being, Yvette. Anyone who wants to see stuff like this destroyed for development, and you have no soul, no heart, no conscience. I keep doing this every freaking day. It doesn't seem like it's making a difference anymore. You know? I know. It's an eventuality. I know. Raymond, he moved to New Jersey. I know it's an eventuality where I'm going to wind up. But it doesn't mean I have to be quiet about it. That's it for this video. And, yeah, one day I will probably have to call Tom's River my home because, you know, it won't be safe here. The Pine Barrens are going to be destroyed either by beetles or overdevelopment. And I'll have to live in New Jersey. At least there, I'll have the Pine Barrens. At least there, the Pine Barrens mean something. Whereas here, they don't mean crap. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this Pine Barrens Commission that we have. Steve Ballone, Yvette Aguiar, Ed Romaine. These are the people looking out for the woods. They have no environmental background at all. What the hell are they doing on the commission? It's ridiculous. You know what? I don't care how much money you have. If Long Island gets polluted, it gets polluted. And our water quality is going down. We're losing our trees due to the beetles. And it's all because of what's going on with the corruption. All right? And you know what? If Long Island doesn't have an environment left, then there's no reason to stay on Long Island anymore. All right? So Riverhead, you need to cut your crap out with the development, all right? Because if EPCAL is gone, I mean, if they start bulldozing EPCAL, I am out of here. I'm done with Long Island, all right? Because I can't see any more I can't live somewhere where they keep destroying the Pine Barrens. It's not a place to live. It's really not. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.